How far are the state willing to go for the globalist agenda? At the moment, I'm seeing massive censorship being rolled out. This week, they're after ramping it up, I believe. So this week, for the first time in a few years, my posts are getting 0 views. Even on Facebook, where I have over 17,000 followers, 0 views after a day. My TikTok account was taken down again 2 days ago for no reason. There was no video put up that violated anything. There wasn't even a video put up. The night of this week alone, there's 162 attempts on taking control of Shinnadina.ie. The night of City West riots, where we were there, Shinnadina called people in solitary stance against what happened. My TikTok account was taken down completely, and Shinnadina's X account was taken down and hasn't been reinstated since. I find it funny because some videos are emerging of people in groups that are supposedly against the state and are going viral. So what do we have? We have the mainstream media censoring. Well, we know that's been happening for 5 or 6 years, at least at a large scale. We have also the radio stations as well, if you want to tie them into news talk and these shows, Kira Cuddy, all these people. You also have the state deliberately trying to shut down people that they don't like what they say, or that have a chance to change the narrative. It's not even against their laws or their rules. So they can't come to you with a summons and say, you've done this, that and the other. They just try and hack your website, your Facebook, your TikTok, wherever you get to speak. And we think we have democracy in Ireland. We think we have free speech. I said it before, when I ran in the local elections, May, June 2024, the boxes from my hometown turned up missing. And when I rang to find out what was going on, they shrugged their shoulders. The ballot papers were a disgrace for the general election 2025. You wouldn't believe. It's not just what Michelle Keane said, where she walked back in and people were turning the boxes upside down and manipulating them. X's, and we were told put number 1s against your nationalist candidate. There was number 1s in pencil and number 4s written beside it in pen. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin. No 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just 14 for your nationalist candidate then. Like, the stuff that went through is unbelievable. We don't have democracy in Ireland. Not only for voting rights, but for our speech. We don't have freedom of expression. I'll tell you a story about what my son came and told me. My son goes to an Educate Together school. Now that was a mistake, but he's in 6th class, and 6-7 years ago it wasn't too bad of an idea when it was handy for collection times or after schools. I have 2 other children who now go to Gael schools. But in these Educate Togethers, right? And I don't know if it's all Educate Togethers, although someone has messaged me a few times to say it's in other Educate Togethers as well. I remember during the vaccine rollout, my son would have been 7 maybe, in this classroom where they had the windows open, they were talking about masks and the kids up, and the teacher had got vaccinated and was shaming. She got sick. She got COVID and went out sick because I guess the vaccine didn't work. But she came back in and shamed those who hadn't got vaccinated. 7-year-olds. And some of them went and got vaccinated after that. And I wrote a letter in. I was, as you can imagine, very upset about this. And I explained the VAERS data. I explained that conversation wasn't on their curriculum and that was something to be had at home. How dare they? And the response I got was that vaccines are part of the new curriculum. I'll tell you what's not on the new curriculum. Christianity and Christmas. So in the last week or two, my son asked to speak to the principal in the Educate Together. And when asked why, he said, because we want to celebrate Christmas. and he was told the principal wasn't there several times when he saw him in his office. This principal, by the way, has a podcast and is often on the radio. If I was the Minister for Education, this man should never be the Minister of Education. He wants Educate Together. It's supposed to be all inclusive, so it's supposed to do all religions and all cultures and all this kind of thing. But apparently that's everything except Christianity, because my son went down to the office, to the principal's office, and said, well, tell me something, can we celebrate Christmas? He said, well, you learned about Christmas and Christianity in junior and senior infants in second class. And my son said, well, hold on, you know, we learned about the same Indian religion this year, last year, and the year before. What's that about? And on the walls of the school is Muhammad and Hindu, but no cross. And he said to my son, you seem very angry about this. My son's 12. He said, no. He said, but we want to celebrate Christmas. There's a few of us in the classroom want to. He said, well, if you celebrate Christmas, you have to celebrate other traditions as well and put their decorations up. And he said, well, we do. We had to celebrate this Indian Lantern Festival last month. And in fact, the decorations are still up in the room. He said, oh, that shouldn't be. Well, it is. So the best they would do was you could celebrate all different religions this December, and make one decoration for each religion. And my son said, well, yeah, we want to celebrate, we have to celebrate their religions to celebrate ours. And he said, no, they're not their religions, they're our religions. That's a crucial mistake. Ireland has a name. India has a name. Africa has a name. They have cultural identity. This is logical. This makes sense to majority of us. It doesn't make sense to people with agendas. And I would say the same question to that principal that he asked, was my son angry? Do you have emotional agenda and stakes in this? What skin in the game do you have to remove all religions, starting first with Irish religion? Whether you're a Christian, a cultural Christian, we all know what the heritage and culture of Ireland is. This is what's going on in our schools. The same school likes to have the LGBT flag all year round. And I've seen newsletters talking about LGBT shows in town. And if you want to have your communion or confirmation though, they sublet you out to a parish. They won't want anything to do with it. It's the same foods that have halal only meat for the kids' lunches that are being delivered. And that all the teachers wear their whistles with pride lapels all year round. You don't think that's a religion? Absolutely it is. These teachers and people are coming out of these colleges that they're being indoctrinated and pushing it down on our kids. And if we get censored online, then we will turn up to the doors of these places, because that's what Sinn Féin is about, and that's what Ireland First is about. Irish culture first, Irish people first, Irish safeguarding of our kids first. So if they continue to push, so will we. Two can ramp up.